So today is the day probably you need a workout mat because abdominal training, I strongly recommend you to get a workout mat to support your back. Gonna start now? Let's go. Go. So when you do a plank, try to suck in your stomach, alright? And it's okay to round your back a little bit, right? But don't collapse. Hips up, suck in the stomach, breathe. Next. Right, it's a short one because this next is going to be quite hard. Scissors. Go. So make sure you fully extend your legs. Looking strong, breathe, chest up. It might take a little bit of legs muscles, but it's okay. We are almost there. Next. Back to a plank. This time you got to round your back. Go. So rounding your back actually helps you to train the serratus. Okay, hold here. Same rules. Suck in your stomach. Rounding your back, but don't lift your hip high. Hip low. Back round. And push your shoulder. Imagine pushing your shoulder against the floor. Breathe. And you feel the burn. Next, starfish. Go. Last of all, go. This is a low cobra. So cobra will help you to stretch your abs, especially just now. Early on, if you need abs, if you need 1 round or 2 rounds, this is much needed. Chest up, shoulder backward. Breathe. Next, for the lower back. Go. So when you do this stretch, try to feel your lumbar against the floor, and it's good enough. It's not necessary to pull anything higher. It's not necessary, right? As long as your lumbar flat on the face, it's good enough. Next, for the quads. Go. Make sure your torso are lengthened. Right, this is one of my favorite exercise, favorite stretches because it's like so easy to do. Right, of course you can do the standing version. And make sure you want to expand your hip. Don't do it like this. Expand your hip. Don't forget the other side. can either do it this way or you can do it this way. I find this, bring your knee backward and touch the floor, it gives a little bit more stretch. I can feel that my left quads, they are more tight. So when you stretch, try to be aware of which side, left and right, left or right, which one is tighter. Next, glutes. So here you got to cross your leg and bring it up. Go. Great exercise to stretch your glutes, especially if you do a lot of lunges and squat. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. Next. For the other side. Go. I felt my hamstring too. So this is a great stretch that stretches the glutes, the hamstring, and the hip, opposite hip. Try to relax. When you stretch, you should relax. Next. Alright, now for the upper body. This is for the chest. Palms backward. Go! Try to lift your arms as high as you can. And as you can tell that I have a very stiff chest and shoulder. This is my max. So if you can go a little bit higher, it's fine. But don't round your back. I can go much higher like this, but you don't want to round your back. Keep your back straight, upright, and feel the stretch. Next. Now for the shoulder. Right? And also for the upper back. Go! Next. Go. Now when you do the stretch, don't shrug. Lower down your shoulder, you get more stretch. Next. Okay, for the triceps. Go. So when you do this, try to stay upright. Next. Yeah, especially if you're doing a lot of push-ups, this stretch is really important. Go. Next. Okay, that's pretty much for the stretching. We still have one more. I've decided to stretch the quads because quads is the one that feels tight. Go. So you can either do the standing version, or you can do back the earlier on the floor. On the floor is easier, but I'm just showing you different options to stretch your quads. Squat jump, squat, lunges, burpees, even plank use a lot of quads. And for information why I'm putting out my hand, it's basically for balancing. Yeah? Stay upright. Next. Okay, last but not least, for the other side. Go. And close your knees. Alright, fold your knee. Make sure you stretch your body. Okay, although stretching is not so sexy compared to all the workouts, abs workouts, burpees, fat burning workout. But trust me, if you stretch, more likely you